Welcome to Aiken This Week. I'm Glenn Parker. Our guest today is newly appointed Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Director, Jessica Campbell. Jessica, welcome
Hello.
to the show.
Thank you so much.
I know you're an Aikenite. You've grown up here pretty much. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you stayed in Aiken, what you love about Aiken.
Yes, I grew up here in Aiken. I love the community. My family is here for many, many generations. I love how it's very close to the lakes, the beaches, the mountains, and the surrounding cities. But Aiken has a lot to offer as well.
And you stayed in Aiken. You went to USCA, I think. Tell us about that and what you majored in.
Absolutely. All my friends left after high school to various colleges, and I was working part-time. I was in love, and ended up marrying the gentleman that I was in love with at the time. So that really kept me home, and felt I could save some money by living with my parents and going to USC Aiken. And while there, I majored in exercise and sports science. I had a wonderful advisor, Chris DeWitt. I believe he's still there, and he really taught me a lot and really molded me into who I am today. So yeah, USC Aiken is an awesome school.
Good. You left, you went away a little while, and then you came back.
I did. Those 3
since.
years that I was gone, right after college, I was offered a job with Georgetown Memorial Hospital. I worked as an exercise physiologist in Pawleys Island and lived in Litchfield, and enjoyed the beach life tremendously while I was single. Then I did get married, and we moved to Greenwood, and I worked there for 2 years as a manager of a health club. And when we decided to start our family, we moved back to Aiken and knew that's where we wanted to be to raise our children.
Okay. Well, now I know you have two daughters who are very active.
Absolutely.
Keeps you busy. So, but what keeps you in Aiken? I know you've probably had other job opportunities you could have left for.
Absolutely. I love Aiken. I love the relationships that I've built, not only in my job here with Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, but just the community itself and the relationships I've built in this town.
Okay. You've been working with the city since 2004. I think you came in as a coordinator with the Parks and Recreation Department. What do you like about the field of Parks and Recreation, and what keeps you working in Parks and Recreation? What do you enjoy about it?
Right, a lot. The people is the main thing, just the community. It's very exciting, Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Throughout the year we have various programs. It's always changing, different activities throughout the year, and I really do just love the atmosphere of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Our staff is wonderful. It's like family. Going to work, it's like getting to spend the day with family. Everyone's really positive and excited about what we offer to the community, and that's just a great place to work. Good.
Before we get into the department a little bit, it's summer, and the heat is already with us today when we're filming. I think it's going to be 100 today. PRT is opening some heat shelters or cooling shelters for the folks. Tell us a little bit about where those are and what the times are.
Absolutely. We don't want anyone out there that doesn't have a shady place or air-conditioned place to go. So we've opened up the doors at Odell Weeks, Smith Hazel Recreation Center, as well as Citizens Park. And the hours for that would be during the normal operating hours. So for Odell Weeks and Smith Hazel, that is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For Citizens Park, it's also Monday through Friday. I believe the hours may be a bit shorter, 8 to 5. And then on the weekends, Smith Hazel and Odell Weeks are also open 9 to 5 on Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday. And we'll have a location for them to come in and sit and access to some water fountains and just cool off until they're ready to go back out.
And I think, too, a lot of people walk the tracks at Smith Hazel, Weeks Center, and Citizens Park.
Absolutely.
Now. If they want to come inside at Smith Hazel and Weeks Center, they can walk around the gym when they're available, too,
Absolutely.
to keep their exercise going.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. What do the citizens need to know about Parks, Recreation, and Tourism here in Aiken?
We have something for everyone, and we want their involvement. We rely heavily on volunteers for our programs, so even if you're not active in a class or a program as a participant, then we can still use our citizen involvement through volunteers for those activities. We also rely on sponsorships to fund many of our programs and events. So business owners in the community, we try to make those contacts and build those relationships, and that's very important for our department to thrive.
Okay. Now, being PRT, we're also dealing with tourism, and we have a lot of guests that come into town. So why is it important for our residents and guests who come to Aiken?
You've probably heard the saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And PRT is play. We offer that. We offer that to the citizens. We offer that to residents that come into town. We have an outlet, and play and recreation, whether it's sports recreation or just an exercise, health-related recreation, it brings about health changes, positive changes for someone. And it really can improve someone's health and overall just how they feel about themselves and how they interact every day. So we really just want everyone to try to participate. We have a multitude of facilities and venues. Whether your form of recreation is to come out and enjoy a concert at Hopelands Gardens, or to stroll through the Hall of Fame Museum or the Visitor Center, or your form of recreation is to actually participate in a sport, whether it be tennis or pickleball, which is very popular right now, or as well, just a family outing with your kids at the park, or picnic in the garden. So we have a lot of venues and a lot of outlets, no matter what your interest is, and I just want our citizens to know that, and our visitors as well, that we'll have something that you will enjoy. Just come in and ask, and we'll find an interest for you.
Now, take a minute. A lot of people are going to say, "Did she just say pickleball?"
Absolutely.
Tell us what pickleball is, because I get weird looks when I go around the state and I tell people that we have a huge pickleball crowd in Aiken.
Absolutely.
Tell us about pickleball.
Pickleball. We had some wonderful. Not visitors, they actually relocated here to Aiken, and they brought the sport with them. They approached us and said, hey, here's an activity we'd like to start up. So we did. It is a cross between tennis, badminton, and I believe ping pong, and it's played with a ball that looks like a wiffle ball on a court that's similar to a badminton court, and a net that's similar to a tennis net, and paddles that are like oversized ping pong paddles. So it is a great exercise for all ages, children as well as adults and seniors. And Odo Weeks is offering pickleball every single day of the week, sometimes twice, morning and evening. So
I think there's also some outdoor courts if people wanted to play outdoors.
We do. Some of the public tennis courts now have pickleball lines added to that, and we host a pickleball tournament in the fall. I think this will be our third year doing that, so it's really a wonderful sport to be involved in.
Okay. Now, I know you're new. You're not even in the position while we're filming here, so you're still learning the ropes a little bit, but there's a mission to PRT, to Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Tell us what your vision or your mission is
right.
within PRT.
The mission of the department is to enhance the quality of life for our community. And to me, that means that we're offering services that can cater to the health and the welfare of our citizens, as I mentioned before. So just going back to if there's something that the citizens want that we don't have, I mean, as a director, I'd like to know what that is. I'd like to see how we can work that into our programming and into our future opportunities for the community.
Okay. What is your goals for you personally in the upcoming months? And then I'm sure you'll be sitting down with staff and establishing those for the department, but what's your goals right now for you personally, and then maybe for the department in the next few months?
Right. I have a lot to learn still. I've been with the department for going on 11 years, but that's very recreation focused. And so for me, just be learning beyond what I already know. And that's short term and probably long term. I think we're always learning and growing. And I want to meet with staff. That's a goal, obviously, is to sit down one-on-one with the superintendents, all the way down to the frontline staff. I'd like to really have those conversations, see what they love about the department, see what changes they may have in mind. I value their input. We haven't had a large department staff meeting in quite some time, and I think holding something of that nature right off the bat will be good coming in. And then third, I'm very passionate about customer service, and that's something I think we can have as a goal to improve upon. The city does a wonderful job already offering some customer service training, and our staff have been involved in that. But I really just want to get into depth a little bit more about internal customer service as well as external, and find out from the citizens, are we meeting their expectations?
Okay. Now, long term, I know that's your short term goals. Do you have a vision for what you want to see long term for PRT?
I think my personal goals and my long-term goals go hand in hand in many ways. I think my staff all have opportunities to learn, to improve communications, and to improve upon the services that we offer to the public. Whether it's getting them more involved in our state association, South Carolina Recreation and Parks Association. I sat on that board for about 3 years, board of directors, and also graduated from a leadership Enhancement and Development Institute. And really would like to see some of our younger staff get involved in those state programs and continue with their professional development. So a long-term goal, I think, as a department is get more involvement with that, with growing them. We have a lot of staff that will be retiring soon. You've recently retired. We've had some others recently retire, and we've got a handful more that are within the next 2 years, and some already eligible to retire. So our department will go through a change in the next 2, 3, 5 years of filling those positions with different staff, and so growth and improving on that is going to be a goal that we're going to have to reach.
But that's a great opportunity for a new director, because you'll get the opportunity as those people retire to sort of build your staff and make it look the way you want it. So that's a great opportunity. And I know you wouldn't miss this, you wouldn't say this, but I think SCRPA recognized you as the Young Professional of the Year a couple of years ago. So
that is
congratulations on that. We've had a couple from Aiken recently to win that award. It's not all going to be fun and games. There's going to be some problems along the way. What do you see as your biggest challenges as the new director of PRT?
There's a few. Retirees, we mentioned that already as a goal to fill those roles. But for me, we do have some, you're very familiar with this, the outstanding capital sales tax projects. Not that that's going to be a challenge, but I think it's going to require a lot of input and a lot of forward thinking and looking at trends in PRT to see how those evolve and what they can be for the city of Aiken. So I think that could definitely be a challenge to make sure we're meeting everyone's needs and really focusing on that. I want my staff to know that I care. I think that's another challenge, is to just build those relationships. And again, I touched on this as a goal, but I think that can be a challenging one. There is a saying also that goes, people will forget what you say, and people may forget what you do, but they don't forget how you make them feel. And I want, when there's times are tough, when there's shortfalls in staff, when there's budget cuts, when we feel like we're being overworked, I want my staff to know that I'm there for them. I don't want them turning backs on one another. So just building those relationships and knowing that, I hope I bring the enthusiasm and the positive leadership role, and that carries over to my staff as well.
Yeah, you mentioned the capital project sales tax. It was just released that we've bought land, or we're buying land on the north side of town, and we really haven't developed a park of that magnitude since Citizens Park started back in the mid-90s. So that's going to be a big challenge that you and I will both be going.
And it's exciting. I'm very excited.
It's very exciting. Yeah,
absolutely.
It really is. It really is. It'll be almost land-wise the same as Citizens Park, but I think it's going to have a different feel, and that's what you say. We're going to be talking a lot with the residents over the next couple of years to see what goes in there. You're the leader of PRT now. You're the face of PRT in this community. What's your leadership style?
Going back to that positive and enthusiastic, that is me. That's what I bring. That's what I hope I show as a leader, and then that trickles down to all the staff. We also talked about customer service. I have a passion for that, and so I'm going to treat my staff and lead with that in the back of my mind of, am I leading in a way that and making decisions in ways that are positive for the community as well as for my staff. And communication is key. I think things don't need to stop at the top. I like to have frontline staff be involved as much as I do the superintendents of the department. So just making sure communication is trickled down to where it needs to go. And I'm a hands-on leader as well. I have an open door policy, again, liking communication and liking my staff to come to me with issues. So I just hope that my energy really shows as a leader, and that those positive reinforcement to staff and keeping that enthusiasm will just show as a leader.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about, and you're probably not as familiar yet because let's talk a little bit about the commissions that PRT works with.
Right.
There's obviously the Recreation Commission, the Arts, Seniors, Accommodations Tax. How do you look at involving yourself? Those are appointed positions from City Council. How will you be working with the different commissions?
I'm looking forward to that. I've sat in on the Recreation Commission before, obviously being as a Recreation Supervisor. We've had some topics that were brought to those meetings that I've been a part of. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to sitting in on those, to leading those, to keeping my staff involved. I think that has been done in the past, and I would like to continue that with having various staff attend those different commissions. But yeah, just really getting to know who those people are, what their mission is, what their goals are, and I think we have some strategic planning going on right now in a few of those, so that they really have a focus moving forward, and they're valuable to our department, and they're valuable to how we move forward with our growth and the opportunities that we offer in programming.
Good. Very good. PRT does a lot, hundreds literally of programs, events, those kind of things. How do you get the word out about that? How do people find out about everything that is going on?
We have many different avenues, and a lot people may not be aware of. So it's a great question to talk about. We start off mostly with flyers, print all flyers in-house, and we distribute those to our various facilities. So any given day you can come into Odell Weeks or Smith Hazel or Citizens Park and browse through a brochure rack or a rack full of flyers. We also have a wonderful publication called The Park Bench, and that is digital now, so you can find it on our website, our Facebook page, and many times it'll be attached to our emails as well as in the signature line. We do print a few hard copies of those, and they're also located at the facilities. But the Park Bench really has the entire department in a nutshell, whether it's a tourism event or an athletic program or a recreation activity. And
it's seasonal, I believe.
It's seasonal. We've changed it up a little bit. We were doing 3 times a year. Now we're changing that up a little bit. 2 months at a time. We're sort of playing around with what works best with getting new and accurate information out instead of having things that may be outdated sitting on the shelf. But it has just an array of information in the Park Bench from all of our facilities that we operate, their hours that they're open, even includes a map of where those facilities are located. So Park Bench is key. I mentioned Facebook and website. So we are unique in that we have a Facebook page for Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. The city has its Facebook page as well. We have a Facebook page for our tourism in itself. It's called Visit Aiken SC. And we really try to promote events, and we'll do rain out notifications on the Facebook page, and you know, really try to highlight what's going on in our department and as it's happening. With the websites, we have the City of Aiken's website, and there's a direct link from that to pull up recreation, sports, tourism, and activities and events. And then tourism has its website as well, visitaikenSC.com. And the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame also has a website. So many different avenues, and I think they pretty much link together, so you could go between one or another. We do some media outlets, whether it's TV, radio, newspaper, magazines, and we also have our wonderful Channel 4, and the city now is the YouTube channel. So various outlets, and we'll even use our schools during the school year and to distribute some information for kids programming, so the parents can find those in the packets that get sent home with their kids.
Okay. Now Monday afternoon I was out and about, and my phone started beeping. And it told me that the concert had been canceled that afternoon. So that's another avenue people can. How do people sign up
Absolutely.
to get a text message?
Rainout.com has been a wonderful asset for not only informing the community when there's a rain out, but our staff as well. And you can just log into rainout.com and type in City of Aiken in the search, or just type in Aiken, and it will bring up the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism link for you to have access, whether you can receive it via email or a text message on your phone. And we also send out some emails through our registration software, so individuals can be notified as well of upcoming sports registrations or events that we have going on.
And you mentioned registration software. Can I sign up for a program from home?
You can. You would need a username and password, which you can receive by contacting Odo Weeks, Smith Hazel, or Citizens Park. And you would log into the city's website. Go to our recreation page, and there is a web track, is the name of it, registration portal. And from there are many, predominantly our sports event programs is where you'd be able to register for. And I believe our summer camp program right now is online also.
Okay. Where's your office? How do people stop by and
My
think
office,
you may still be in transition right now.
And I'm vacationing next week, so they won't be able to get me. So we'll just go to where I'll be located starting June 29th, and that is off of Banks Mill Road, 1072 Banks Mill Road. We call it the Woodward House. It is our administrative offices, and it's like a small white home there on the corner of Banks Mill and Pine Log, very close to Citizens Park. And yeah, anytime someone needs to find me, that's usually where I'll be, unless I'm in a meeting elsewhere off site. But that houses our superintendents, our recreation superintendent, Kim Coleman, our athletic superintendent, Jeff Metz, our park superintendent, Phil Burley, and then our administrative assistant, John Powell.
Good. What have we missed? We have a little time here left. Is there anything else you would like to highlight or cover about PRT that I may not have asked you?
I think I just want the community to know that we have so much to offer that many citizens just don't even realize. And I think as a youth growing up, and then now working for the department, I remember coming on board and I saw the climbing wall, and I'm like, I didn't know we have a climbing wall. That would have been fun to do, in high school. And just there's things tucked away, and I don't know how we can get the word out better about that. Hopefully this will help. But just really come to our center and ask, what do you have to offer? And let us find something that really piques your interest or fits your need, whether it's a fitness class, yoga or Zumba or line dance, or it's an athletic event, soccer or flag football or pickleball, tennis, or an arts program, whether it's a concert or a special event, horses and courses highlighting our artists in town, or it's a health and food related with our farmers market.
I was going to tell us a little bit about the fitness center. You have a very good fitness center with trainers
Absolutely.
at the Weeks Center.
So yeah, fitness is not going away. It's important to our health. So we have an exercise facility at Odell Weeks. It's expanded over the years. We have 2 wonderful personal trainers on board to work with you, and it's inexpensive, and it's a great access for the citizens of Aiken, for the residents, very low cost for that. So there's just a lot out there that I would love for the community to become more involved in. Enjoy the parks, enjoy the playgrounds. We have a lot of free events and free facilities, whether it's the spray ground or just a community playground, shelters that can be rented for birthday parties, or rooms that can be rented for family reunions. We have a lot to offer, and I hope that the citizens and the community of Aiken sees that and wants to become involved.
Good. Well, again, congratulations. I know for one, I'm excited.
Right.
To see you in the position. One, because people will quit asking me, when are they going to name a recreation director, or stop asking me questions. I can forward them to you.
Right.
Now,
right.
I'm looking forward to doing that.
Thank you. I'm very excited. And Kim has done a wonderful job in the interim for a year. And that comforts me knowing that I have wonderful support from you, from her, and from the other leaders already in the department.
Yeah, when Kim took that interim job, it was going to be for a week or two,
Right.
till a new director was named and things changed. Then she took it for a year. She did a great job. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have PRT Tourism Supervisor Jenny Burkhart joining us. We'll also have a couple of shows dedicated to public safety. Chief Baranko and some of his staff will be joining us. So remember, if you have a topic, if you have something you would like to hear about, you can send us an email to aikenthisweek@cityofaikenSC.gov. We'll see you next week.